Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the latest installment of the Thank You Bro podcast. I am your host, as always, Ryan Galloway, here with my lovely sidekick and our favorite restroom administrator, Will Octavius Glover, and we are excited to bring you another episode. It's a little bit later in the week. Apologies for that, but you know what? We're here to talk about the latest and greatest news in sports, and we have a special guest today, our good friend Joseph Cortez, who is, as a matter of fact, a coach in college football.
He is. And I don't appreciate the sidekick thing. I'm the owner of this. You are my little assistant with the maid outfit and everything. And so I just want to make sure we clear that one up.
Wow.
Is that fair? Thoughts?
Okay. Well, I'm wearing a Bruins jersey, but fair enough.
It's terrible. Show him. So he's got the Bruins jersey on. There's his Boston mug. He's got New England in the background. I've never seen a bigger glazer in my life than Ryan Galloway. If there's someone who does tricks on everything, it's Ryan Galloway, flips and all. So
I love my team, and I'm not about to apologize for that.
it's terrible. And for those who can't see, his current name on our software that we use to record this is called Celtics 2-0 versus Wimby, which we will talk about later on in the show. But first, I want Ryan kind of already introduced us to him, but I want to formally introduce ourselves to our good friend Joseph, who is here live from the University of Texas at Austin. Joseph, go ahead and say hello.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you, bro, for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Cooking that one up for a little bit.
I appreciate that.
Welcome back to 319. Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Yes,
for having me.
For those who don't know, 319. Oh, Ryan, I just understood that question earlier. I'm so sorry. I forgot 319, which is on me. That's my fault.
That's okay.
It's almost worse than forgetting the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo.
Pretty close.
Remember 319. That's all it is.
And that's it. So, but yeah, for those who don't know, Joseph, Ryan, and I were all roommates at the University of Texas at Austin. Two of them went, and the third now is at Abilene Christian, sadly. So, anyways, besides that, Joseph, how you feeling? Congrats on a great season, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, man. I feel good. It's nice to be able to recharge a little bit after a long season. There's no doubt about that. Got to see some family up in New Orleans, and then a couple weekends before that too during bowl prep week. So I'm back, starting classes, getting ready for winter conditioning and winter workouts with all the guys. But looking forward to the off season, see how much we can grow both as a team and then individually too. It's a big point of emphasis for me to prepare for whatever's coming next, whatever that may look like. So very intentional about how I attack this off season for sure. So excited.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what next year holds for y'all as well. Ryan, I'll let you start off with the questioning, if you may. You got some good ones, and so to you.
So absolutely. So first of all, as Will said, we were all roommates, and a lot has changed since the 319 days. One of us is no longer a student. One of us lives in Abilene, and one of us runs out of the tunnel at DKR 7 Saturdays in the fall. So, Joe, obviously you got into coaching, and I've been able to follow you through this entire journey, and it's been really awesome and really special to see you kind of grow into the man that you've become and the coach that you've become, and kind of seeing, comparing you to when I first met you versus comparing you to now. I feel like you've grown a lot more than a lot of people usually do in 4 or 5 years. And so that's really impressive. First of all, I want to commend you for that. But how has your life changed since you started coaching? Have you adopted important habits or any applicable lessons to real life that you learned in the locker room on the football field?
Yeah, for sure, man. That's a big one. The biggest difference in my lifestyle before coaching versus now is just the structure of my schedule. So, we're by the minute, by the second, every single day, 365 days a year in college football. Before I got into that, I was running a business out of digital marketing, and I was kind of dabbling my hand at some other things here and there. took on a lot of projects, jumped into a lot of different opportunities, but really couldn't find anything that I wanted to stick with long term. So with that being said, I had my own freedom. I got to set my own schedule, and sometimes that meant I didn't work for 2 weeks because I didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. And the biggest difference is just having that structure and having other people that count on you to show up day in and day out. Because if you're not there, what usually gets done as a whole is minimized because one of the pieces is missing. So I want to say that's definitely the biggest thing, is just having some sort of structure that you can fall into. As far as, behaviors and habits go, I've got to do a much better job of taking care of myself because the season is definitely a grind, and we have some sleepless nights. We get back from Tuscaloosa at 5 in the morning, and then we're back up at the office at 9, getting ready to game plan for Wyoming. So there's very limited time to yourself. So you have to be extremely intentional with what you decide to do whenever you're out of the office.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow,
And
that's really interesting.
I loved how you mentioned being intentional, because that's something I'm trying to learn with what I do, and I think a lot of our viewers can benefit to having someone be that word of encouragement on what you did with being intentional in every action. I love the way how you brought up, you get back at 5 and you go back to work at 9, and sometimes that's just how it is in life. So I kind of want to I'll bounce off that, when that kind of brings. How do you feel like with being more intentional? How has that improved your leadership abilities?
Yeah. Well, I think first and foremost, what's crucial to even have the ability to be intentional is having a vision for yourself. Where do you want to see yourself? And thinking long term here, when you're 75 years old or 85 years old, what do you want to be remembered as? What do you want your grandkids to say about you? The people who come and speak at your funeral, what do you want them to say? How many people do you even want to be there? So whenever you have that vision for yourself, and I've got a really clear one as far as what it looks like for me many, many years down the road. And so every step, just as a result of that, just kind of follows naturally. And yeah, you have your days where it's really hard. No doubt about that. You don't feel like you are yourself, and that's okay. That's what happens over the course of a year. You experience the ebbs and the flows of different seasons throughout the course, right? And so by being able to fall back on that vision, you can do a couple of things. One, you can remember how far you've come, but two, you understand how much more you need to go. And so that's a good way to keep it in perspective. As far as leadership goes, everybody is kind of drawn to somebody who knows where they're going. That's a just natural human behavior. And for the places that I want to go and the things that I want to do, right, the ways in which I want to be remembered, I want to be able to help people get to where they want to go too. It's like we used to talk about, business ideas all the time, all three of us, and some other people part of the Strive Network too. It's like, if you're going to build a successful business, or, you're going to be a successful coach, or if you're going to build the tallest building, you can build the tallest building and not have to tear other buildings down. And so
Yeah.
that's a crucial part of leadership, and definitely something that we really emphasize throughout the last 2 seasons that I've been here, is servant leadership and serving others and helping others get to where they want to be too. Because at the end of the day, man, we all come from the same place. Whether you like it or not, we all belong to the same one. And we're all just trying to make it back there at the end of the day. So lend out a helping hand whenever you
Yeah.
can. It's the way that I see it.
I love that. If you want to build the tallest building, you don't have to tear others down. I absolutely love that quote. And you know what? I'll make a graphic out of it. You got to send me a little headshot of you. I'll make a graphic out of it. I'll make it I'll make it special.
I'll see if I got a handsome one. I'll do my
Yeah.
best. You
Oh, I
might
know
have
you
some
do.
pictures from back in the
Oh,
day
I
that are
got some good
definitely
ones.
inappropriate.
I got some
Yeah,
couch
maybe let's try to
couch
keep it PG at
pictures.
least. Oh yeah,
We could
The
just
couch
good
pictures. Yeah, I
times,
can
just
man.
make.
put that quote just put that quote over the picture of colleges getting to Joe. If you remember that
Yes,
one.
I'll do that. I'll have two mock-ups.
Good times.
One for us and then one for the.
Yeah,
So,
we can
anyways,
post one on the
Ryan.
Finsta. Post one for the people.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
funny.
There you go. Get the fence to going again. But so I feel like we've been talking a lot about, certain qualities or traits that you have or have adopted since becoming a coach. And for you, it seems like it's a lot about personal mindset in order to succeed. And when you have a bunch of guys together with that mindset, your team is more likely to succeed. And that goes beyond football for whatever industry you're in or wherever you're at in life. But I wanted to ask what that mindset looks like for someone who wants to be successful in football. And you've been around a lot of talented players over the past couple of years. Is there a certain trait or particular mindset or attribute that a lot of the star players have that helps push them for success beyond just their physical ability?
Yes, yes. I actually did a little bit of research on this throughout the course of this previous season. That started after last one and just, moving into spring ball and over the course of the summer, I just wanted to be able to provide something this year to our players that I wasn't able to provide to the guys last year, right? So I wanted to learn new things. I wanted to be able to teach new things. And sometimes that goes beyond the X's and O's or the techniques and what you can do on the field because, we work with coaches who have been around the game for almost 50 years, some of them, at least 20 for all the, big names that we've got working and guys who have played in the NFL. And I can't compete with that. There's nothing that I can teach a football player on the field that somebody else can't. So how could I add value to the organization? Well, I had to do something that nobody else was paying attention to. So I dove into a whole bunch of different resources, and um, Coach Choate in the offseason gave me this book, and he gave all the inside linebackers a book by Tim Grover. And Tim Grover is, was the trainer for Michael Jordan, was the trainer for Kobe Bryant. And if you look him up, you'll see how much of an impact his work had on those two players who are arguably top five greatest of all time. And one of the most interesting parts, learning from his work was that all of the greats in any field are able to tap into their dark side. And what I mean by that is they're able to tap into the feelings that arise whenever people say that they can't do something or they'll never amount to anything, or, the heartbreak in the past, the broken homes growing up, whatever it might be. All of us do have demons, and that's just the truth. We all have a dark side to us, and some people are just more comfortable at tapping into that at certain times, and that's what makes them tick. That's what makes them go. That's why they push harder when everybody else has had enough, because those dark forces that are deep inside are some of the most powerful known to mankind. And dude, that's got to be one of the top qualities that these star players have, is just their desire to work and work and work because they've got something to prove, and that's extremely powerful.
Yeah, that's good. I like how you mentioned
Well,
tapping into the dark side, which not many people do. If you really think about it, that's what separates the people you see on
Hmm.
TV and in the news, with the ones who work behind the scenes, if you may. So I think that's really, it's really insightful.
No doubt.
Ryan.
Yeah.
The book
Yeah.
in question is called Relentless by Tim Grover. If you guys want to check it out, or anybody listening, it's
Yeah.
really powerful, and throughout the course of it, make you really uncomfortable at times while you read it, but it's worth it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being
No,
uncomfortable
I'm
is good.
gonna check that book out. Yeah, absolutely it is. And Joe, you hit the nail on the head. I hadn't even really thought much about that, but that dark side you can tap into, or that, I don't think we've called it the Mamba mentality, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it the Mamba mentality. Um, but you see that in Michael Jordan, obviously Kobe, Tom Brady has started talking a lot about how much he wanted to win and how he would make no he
Here
if
he
if you
goes.
listen
Here
to
he
the interviews,
goes.
it's fascinating. He
Yeah,
would
I know.
personally like do everything in his power to mentally view the other team as the enemy, and a lot of successful athletes do that as well. So I really liked what you had to say there. Will, do you have any other questions?
It's a little different. I personally, obviously, we were all following Texas season the whole way through. Lots of high highs and not too many low lows. But I do want to talk about what was going through your mind on fourth and 8 with 1 second left. Well, I forgot what it was. In Louisiana, what was going through y'all's
In the
mind as
Sugar
y'all?
Bowl.
Yeah, bring it back all the way from 1 minute from when they had the ball and they were running it out. What was going on through there? If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, man. Well, I can you can even take it back to the first quarter. You know, we prepare all season for moments like that. We treat every Big 12 game like it's a championship game, and so being in that position to kick off the Sugar Bowl was no different than the previous 8 weeks. Because we had our backs against the wall. We lose one, and we're not in that game. So we were no stranger to the pressure. I'll start there. And we were ready. We prepare, we do our thing. We don't ever train to the opponent. We always train to the standard. And that's a habit of teams that excel. Those are the habits of teams who get to the top perennially. And throughout the course of the game, it's football, it's sports. Things aren't going to go your way. You're going to face adversity. The other team's going to make plays. You're going to be in position to make some plays, and you're not going to make it. That's just the nature of the beast. And the clock keeps running. You line up, you get on the line of scrimmage, and you snap the ball until the play clock till the fourth quarter hits zero. And so there was never a time during the game where we felt like we weren't in position to go and win it. We
Yeah.
had that opportunity on the last drive in the fourth quarter, and we're working the ball down the field, convert on a big third down or fourth down early on, before we cross the logo, that deep pass to Jordan Whittington. And, once we had that, the wheel route out to Jaden Blue down the sideline, and had a couple chances at it. And it just didn't pan out. We're a
Yeah.
couple inches away, and that's the way the game goes sometimes. You prepare as much as you can, and you're ready for any situation, and we definitely were. We were right there, but at the end of the day, sometimes the ball don't bounce your way, and that's what happened there, man. So all you can do is learn from it, grow from it, and get ready for the next one, man.
Yeah, I love that insight because some people will be like, "Oh, what the hell are they thinking on XYZ?" But I mean, it's all about part of a game plan, like you said. And personally, it's one of the greatest college football games I've ever watched. Just the entire game was super exciting. Looks like both game plans were kind of hitting each other in the right spots. They were kind of clashing, which is what you want to see. Obviously, we would have wished that ball's caught in the end zone, obviously. But, like you said, nature of the beast, the ball doesn't bounce the right way. So I like that. I like that perspective for sure. It's nice to hear it from someone who's actually involved. Whereas we see a lot of dudes like Colin Cowherd, or even sometimes, Ryan and I, we don't have everything. We don't have all the info, and we still try to make opinions. So I appreciate
Yeah,
you
no doubt,
kind of explaining what went down through there. So
for sure. for sure.
Well, Ryan, I'll throw it back to you one last time. You have anything else?
Yeah, I actually do. I have one last thing, and then we'll let you get out of here, Joseph. But thank you for being part of this today. But I wanted to hear
Yeah, man, no doubt.
there's a few teams left in the NFL playoffs. Who's your Super Bowl prediction?
Here we go.
Can't let you out of here without talking sports.
Yeah. Oh man. It's hard to bet against Pat Mahomes. I don't know what happened to the Green Bay Packers, but they looked like they all belonged on an all-pro team whenever they played Dallas. And sometimes that happens whenever you want to beat a team so bad. You just play out of your mind, and maybe that's what happened there. I'm a fan of the Rams head coach, no doubt. I've seen some of his stuff from camp this past off season. Tune in to him, some of his sound bites. He seems like a real genuine dude, so I'm no doubt rooting for him. But if I were to pick a team to win the Super Bowl this year, I just can't bet against Andy Reid and the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, dude. They didn't impress me much throughout the regular season, and maybe that's just a testament to what we've been blessed to witness from Patrick Mahomes over the past couple of years. But sure enough, as soon as the playoffs came around, they were dialed, and that's what it takes, man. And sports in general is you got to get hot at the right time, and they look pretty hot right now. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Yep,
all right. Fair enough. I like
that's
that
kind of
pick,
what I kind of agree, and I hate to say that because I don't like the Chiefs. I hope the Chiefs don't win. But
No, me neither.
Patrick Mahomes is the greatest QB since Ryan's favorite, Tom Brady. So, like you said, it's hard to find. It's hard to bet against him. So I think Joseph's pick is the right one. So who better than
we'll see,
the football guru himself. So, well, Joseph, we appreciate it so much. Appreciate your friendship. We need to all three of us get 319 back together very soon. I'm dying to just sit down with y'all, just hang out and talk. That's something that we need to do.
Yeah, man.
So
we need to do that for sure. Get the boys back in town, crack open a couple of cold ones, and get the show on the road, baby.
Yes, sir. So, Joe,
we're gonna have to plan that.
Appreciate it. Ryan, you have anything?
Yeah. No,
sure.
That's about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get that on the calendar. Take care of yourself, bro.
Joseph.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you as always.
Yeah, man. Love you guys.
Yes, sir. Love you, man. Adios.
Bye.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Joseph Cortez. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, bro. So, there you go. Boom. I'm just rhyming left and right here. Call me Eminem. So, yeah. Very insightful. I love the way he just looks at the game and how it's not just the game, it's life. Yeah. That's what I'm as someone to be a great leader like Joe is, you got to go beyond the game. It's about knowing your guys personally, I believe, what they've been through and how to tap into each person individually in order to become the best they can be. And I love that quote. And just because you're building this tallest skyscraper in the world doesn't mean you got to tear down another one. And so I think that's beautifully said. And like I said, that will be on a quote, and I think I'll post that soon. I got a lot on my plate. But
you're gonna put it on some like weird picture, though. I just feel like it's gonna be like some a picture
like I said,
of,
I'm gonna have 2 copies
on the sidewalk,
like the affirmations or whatever that affirmations. Yeah. Have you seen that on Instagram? Yeah. So maybe.
Yeah, I like.
But I think it's gonna be Joe sleeping on the couch. I got a few of those. Y'all took a lot of me sleeping on the couch. Y'all issues. That's what that is.
We took a lot of you sleeping in the room.
Yeah, so mental illness is what that is.
We didn't make it till like December. We made it like 2 months in, to living together until you learn you had to lock your door every night.
And I still didn't. I liked your presence. I liked your soft touch. And,
All right, so we're gonna cut that out because that's the worst thing I've heard all week.
That's not getting cut out. Cut out. Um.
Wish it was.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, Joe just texted maybe a delay. It was not. I don't think so. But we'll figure that out later.
There's a little delay on my end.
Yeah, I fixed it on post last time, so I'll do that again. And hopefully, when I kicked him out, well, I didn't kick him out. When I removed him from the call, hopefully it still finished uploading. And then, because if not, then we're gonna have some issues. But I'll figure it out. Anyways, let's think positive, like Joe does. Joe thinks positive, and we should too. Speaking of positives, Ryan, you know what? Let's stay on the football track. Give me since the last time we talked, the Patriots have hired a new head coach, and you think positively of him, don't you?
Well, I do. First of all, Gerard Mayo, really loved and adored by the fan base up there. He's a hero, one of the best players and linebackers of. Actually, I'm going to go on one of the best defensive players ever on a Belichick team in that Patriots dynasty. Great mind for the game. He's been on the coaching staff since 2019. I think it's an amazing hire. I am a little skeptical because I'm a firm believer that teams should hire an offensive-minded coach in the modern era. But it's, if nothing else, a continuation of a lot of the Belichick, which a lot of the Belichick is good. That it's very good for the defense. I am really hoping that Mayo will kind of create his own voice and style for the team, and that starts with how we use our draft pick, the number 3 pick. And he's already having more fun than Belichick ever did with his teaser. Did you see what he said about the number 3 pick?
I did not. What did he say?
He said it's a very important pick for the entire organization, and that it is going to be used on the most skilled position, on the most skilled player for one of the most important positions in the game, making everyone think quarterback. Making everyone think quarterback, but I really just think that means he's going to take left tackle Joe Alt, which is fine, but that could very quickly turn out to, and I forget his name. Do you remember?
Y'all better go sign T. Higgins. Y'all better go sign T.
You're telling me, but do you remember that random offensive lineman, or not random, I forget his name, offensive lineman for the Cleveland Browns for like 15 years. Team always sucked,
Joe Thomas.
but he was always like one of the, yeah. I'm afraid that if we got like Joe Alt, who I think is going to be an amazing player, going to be protecting nobody, who has nobody to throw to and no run game. That's just not what I want. I want to be excited to watch every Sunday again. But overall, I feel very good about the hire.
Like I said, at 3, you need to get Marv. At 9, you need to get Adunze. Boom, done. You can find an OT later down. They have the 20-something pick too, don't they? Or do they have the 9th? Sure. Who do I think it has the 9th?
I don't know.
Is that the Bears? No, that's the Bears. I'm sorry.
But
so the Bears are going to get Odunze is what I meant. But yeah, the Patriots should get Harrison, or at least trade up or down to get to that spot. They need a wide receiver as bad as the Bears do.
I would be happy with that. Need a quarterback worse than the Bears, though.
Yeah, I don't know what to do there for you. You can go get Joe Flacco.
I actually saw today that Belichick was trying to trade Mac last offseason, and he wanted to potentially sign Baker Mayfield to be the quarterback.
Wow, that aged well, apparently, because Baker's doing well.
Belichick, other than giving up on Tom Brady, has made some good decisions.
Which is, if Belichick goes to Atlanta, Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson should be first and second round picks in fantasy football. That's all I'm saying.
Belichick loves nothing more than giving his running back 20 touches a game and
his tight end
at least
10 targets
a day. Yep.
Exactly. So I feel like that's the perfect fit. Kyle Pitts is, I believe, probably the most skilled tight end in football right now besides Laporta, but even so, he just hasn't been used, and so everyone thinks he's some some shitter, and he's not. But that's just my take on it. Let's speaking. You brought up Baker. We're gonna bring up just playoff overreactions. Can we do that? What was your biggest over? What's your biggest overreaction? And I think I know what it is, but go ahead and give it to me.
My biggest overreaction is that Dak Prescott sucks. He's an average quarterback. All of his good stats are either plays made by his really good talent around him or garbage stat padding after a game's already over. And I'm going to honestly say it's probably more on him than it is McCarthy.
Really? Yeah, he made some bad throws. He only had about 3. I only thought he had 3 or 4 bad throws though. I know his QBR was pretty bad in this game, but and his rating was average. I can't put that loss on him. There's no way you allow Jordan Love to dot you up for 48 points. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Well,
there's no way.
He doesn't know how to take over a game, I don't think.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's hard to take over a game when you're down 27-7 at half, and you're like, yeah, maybe it should have been 20-14 because of one of those mistakes Prescott made. But it's like, and then you get into the third quarter and you go down by almost 30. It's like, well, defense, can you give me one stop, please? And the Dallas's defense was unable to get that stop they needed. But yeah, I can agree with that to an extent. I feel like Prescott, he's not the guy, but at this point they don't have anyone else. And besides, you want Trey Lance? Go ahead, I guess. It's a pretty rough option, but Ryan, you asked Joe for your prediction, for his predictions, and I gave you my prediction. I want to hear, unless you want to talk about the wild card week a little more. Flacco sucked. The best game was the Rams and Lions, which really sucks because I want to blame it on a few missed calls in the fourth, but you got to execute in the first half, and the Rams did not execute in the first half. So that's my take on it. Ryan, give me your takes and / or predictions for the playoffs.
Well, how much fun are the Texans? We were right about them at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Totally dismantled Cleveland, first of all. And they had been playing very good football. Flacco had been playing good football as well. But CJ Stroud is great. He's missing his best receiver in Tank Dell.
And Noah Brown.
They're dealing with some injuries right now, and in it so much inexperience, and they're still winning convincingly, and winning at home, on the road, winning with the run game, winning with the passing game, winning defensively. It's awesome to watch. Now, it's unfortunately going to come to an end this weekend against the Ravens, but what a story it's been. I'll be very excited to see what they do in the offseason for next year as well. But yeah, I think in terms of my other playoff predictions, Ravens to the Super Bowl. Ravens are coming out of the AFC. I think Josh Allen finally beats the boogeyman that is the Chiefs this weekend. And I think that give me the Bills over the Chiefs.
Take.
I think that the lack of receivers and the lack of offensive weapons is finally going to catch up to them. Mahomes is amazing, obviously, but he can't do it all by himself this year.
Yeah, that's fair. And it's in Buffalo. Somehow that Bills team got the 2 seed. Don't know why. But or the 3 seed, whatever they were. Nope. Who cares? It don't matter. We did say we going back to the Texans season ending, we did say that about the Packers, and then look what happened.
That's very true.
Absolutely curb stomped. You turned off your camera, buddy.
Yeah.
Would you like to go ahead and turn that back on? There you are.
I
Hey,
had to I had to get up and
let the
plug my
record
phone in.
show he was picking his nose. Let the record
No,
show.
it doesn't. No,
Yep,
but I'm not.
he
I'm not
was.
wearing pants, and I had to get up and plug my
Oh,
phone in. So
dude, I give you all afternoon to prepare, and you can't put on pants.
it was really a choice, to be honest with you. It's really hot in my room.
Fan, lower the thermostat. Maybe the thermostat's right next to your
Well,
door.
if I turn the fan on, you're gonna bitch
That's
at
true.
me
Don't
for
turn on the
having
fan.
background
Yeah, I
noise.
will.
Yeah,
It's not
so
professional. But
no, it's not. And I wouldn't do that. I
thermostat.
understand this industry, and I have to make some personal sacrifices, and getting a little sweaty. That's just part of the game.
Wish it was me. Anyways,
Like the 3 layers of makeup I have to put on before I do this.
yeah, I mean, you put on 3 layers of makeup regardless of the circumstance. So you're
Wow.
go to your
Is that
little
envy?
girly
Is that
salon
envy right
to
there?
get
Is that what
your.
that is coming from?
No, it's actually me
Origin?
thanking.
No.
It's me thanking the Lord that I was not built as feminine as you were. Look
Wow.
at that smolder though. It's just a joke, man. Calm down. Anyways, so you got Bills. Trying to bring this back. You got Bills.
I got Bills.
I got the Chiefs.
Okay.
Something about Patrick Mahomes. He's quarterbacky for me. So
Something about Patrick Mahomes. Yep.
the way he runs and throws the ball sideways, just like Matthew Stafford does and has been doing for the last 10, 12 years. I really hate that about. I hate the media. They glaze him so hard, and Matthew Stafford's been doing that since his days at Georgia, and no one's cared.
Because he was in Detroit.
I digress. I don't care. I don't care.
It's different now. It's different now. But before 2 years ago, if you did anything excellent, but it happened in Detroit, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it wasn't
How quickly
covered.
everyone
That's
forgot
fair.
about Megatron.
Also true. Greatest receiver of our time, arguably. Of our time.
Yeah.
We're only 22, 23. Maybe Randy Moss wasn't really our time, though, if you think about it. You know who's going to be
he
the
was
greatest
done by
receiver of our
2010.
time is Mr.
Tank
Puka
Dell.
Nakua. Nope.
Oh.
Pookie. My little Pookie
Well,
Boo.
unfortunately, Justin Jefferson. But go on.
That's fair. Maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's made Jared Goff
I
look
like
like
him.
Tom
I like
Brady.
him. I'm really high on him.
There's a lot of good names. I think the NFL is in good hands with its player personnel. Of course, with its management, it's not. But that same could be said with every major sport, except maybe the NBA. Speaking of NBA, look how good I am at this. I'm getting so much better. Ryan, would you like to explain like I said earlier in the show, the viewers can't see this, but Ryan's name to identify us in the call is Celtics 2-0 versus Wemby. So Ryan, go ahead and explain why you are the way you are.
You know that kid in elementary school who usually sits in the back of the class,
Here we
causing all
go.
that kind of trouble, and gets
Yep.
sent to the principal's office,
That was
and the
you.
principal pulls out a ruler and just beats the hell out of him. The Celtics are that principal.
Was that you?
And that bad kid is the Wemby-led Spurs. And that was not me. No, I was an angel
All right.
child. I was absolutely perfect. But yeah, basically, Jason Tatum and
Fibbing?
Derek White and the whole gang and the Celtics as a whole are the father, biologically, of Victor Wembanyama. And it's going to stay that way
Biologically.
for a very long time.
Not for a very
So,
long time.
That's kind of
Because when DeJounte Murray puts on his number 5
again.
again. Nope. When
You
DeJounte
don't
Murray
want
puts on
that.
that
You do
silver
not
and
want
black
him.
5.
That
I
is a
do
horrible
now
idea
because
for the
we have Wemby.
organization.
We don't need
that
to
is
tank.
a terrible idea.
I don't.
He's
going to win his
the
games,
most
man. Him
locker
and
room
Wemby would go
issues,
crazy.
Drama filled. You don't want to. You're telling me you're going to take young, sweet, impressionable Victor Wembanyama and put him
That's fair.
DeJounte Murray right there with him so that he can put all
Well,
these
it's either that or LeBron
delusions
James
in his
Jr.
head,
So,
and then he's going to hate Pop too. Why does it have to be that or?
that's fair.
There's
That'd
a
be
lot
like
of options
adding
out there.
Kawhi. There is LeBron James Jr. So, which guarantees you LeBron James if you want to go that route.
Does
Just
it?
a thought. I guess. Celtics 20-0 at home now. Very impressive. Trying to match the Spurs record. I think they still hold it, which is 40-1. No one's ever gone 41-0, I think, at home. So Spurs were closest before the Warriors beat them back in 2017. If you can believe that. Yeah. So I guess that'll be the test to see who's the biological father. If the Celtics go 41-0 at home, then I will concede that theory. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'll take you up on that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I want to talk a little more about basketball. Kind of has to do with being the father of the Bucks or the father of the Celtics. I guess. I think the last time we uploaded was before that lashing that the Bucks gave, but the Bucks don't convince me. That was obviously a fluke win. Because then the Bucks went on to lose by 40 to the Cleveland Cavaliers last night, in which Bobby Portis has led that team in scoring in 3 of the last 5 games. Are the Bucks threats to y'all? Do you think the Bucks are threats to the Celtics, or do you think that was just a fluke?
No, it was a fluke. It was coming off a back-to-back halfway across the country. You know, you shouldn't get blown out like that ever, but it happens sometimes. And the Celtics have already beat them twice this season. So it's fine. Twice? Maybe just once.
That's fair. I don't have it in front of me. I'm not going to check their full schedule. Once or twice. But yeah. Giannis didn't play, but you can't lose by 40. So yeah, right now I think it's the Celtics league and who wants to play for second. But we've said that in the past. And then the Warriors came about, which thoughts go out to the Warriors, obviously, who are postponing their second straight game on Friday. Terrible situation. I think I'm not going to pronounce his name because I don't want to botch it up. But to the Warriors, our thoughts go out to y'all, of course. And I hope this is the start of the Warriors turnaround, because I know these guys can do it. These guys are all veterans; they all know how to play. But I think this could be this could be where the Warriors get competitive again, and maybe push for a deep playoff run. Do you have anything to say about the Warriors there?
I hope not. I really don't like watching the Warriors play the game of basketball. I don't like having to deal with Draymond Green and Klay Thompson in the news on a regular basis. So I'm okay with them not being good or competitive. They had their time. Call me a hater if you want. That's fine. I can take it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Warriors. Obviously a horrible situation. Prayers out to the family and entire team. But the NBA is okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. So yeah, some quick basketball talk. I don't really have anything else to say about it. And in regards to other sports, it's kind of been quiet. It's been quiet in hockey too. So, yeah, I don't have much else to say. Ryan, you got anything else? I think this is a pretty good episode.
Yeah, I think that's all I have. If you want to take us out, Will, I'll give you the honors.
Okay. His internet's really bad for those who can't see this, and
Can you hear me?
I might be talking over him right now. Oh, I am talking over him. Goodness. Yeah, your internet sucks, man. I'm gonna have to edit that one out pretty bad. Yeah. Um, guys, feel free to donate to our cause, to the Ryan Galloway Internet Fund. Because it's abysmal and Ryan needs to figure it out. So I'm gonna get us out of here. Ryan appreciates y'all staying tuned to the show. Ryan loves y'all. Is he back? No, he's not. All right. And he left. All right. So it's just me now. So, with that being said, as I go through hell and back editing this, thank you for listening to episode 18 of the Thank You Bro podcast, sponsored by someone soon. I will get that sponsorship shortly out to y'all. It's in the works. I got a lot of things to do, but hopefully I get that out soon. Episode 18. Huge thanks to Joe Cortez, one of my good friends, former roommate, for coming on the show and kind of helping out with life advice. I think it's important that those who want to get into that industry find a way to get into that industry. And so, if you want to talk about it, try to reach us at Thank You Bro. Thank You Bro Pod on Instagram. We could try to get you set up with either him or someone close to that scenario, maybe. But don't forget to share this as well. Like, comment on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, which the thing will go down right now. And with that being said, I've been your host, Will Glover, along with my co-host, Ryan Galloway, who is obviously not there. So this has been Thank You Bro, and we will see y'all next week. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday. This one's up a Friday upload. We're kind of scattered, so apologies really on me, but I will figure out my schedule and I will work hard to get it to you. So with that being said, this has been Thank You Bro Podcast, and we will see y'all in the next one. Y'all take care.